Hi friends, good evening. I am Dr. Ashok Lodha, specialist pediatrician and specialist neonatologist at Belhol Specialty Hospital, Dubai. I hope you all are healthy, fit and fine. Friends, during these corona times, we spend a lot of time at home. Maybe we are working from home, our children are studying at home in form of digital learning or e-learning, our college going children are also at home. What is the common factor in all these three age group people? There is one common factor that all of them have to sit for a long time in front of the computer on a chair. So maybe sometimes they don't realize they have spent almost 5 to 6 hours on a chair. And at the end of the session or end of the school timings, I'm sure they must be feeling a bit tired, some level of discomfort is there, right? That's precisely the reason for my today's talk. Friends, today I'll be talking on computer ergonomics. The computer ergonomics means it's a science which helps us in understanding an interaction between human body, that is we, and the machine, that is computer. What should be our body posture, what should be the position of the chair, and what should be the position of the computer, and how we can make best use of those 5-6 hours so that our productivity, effectivity, and we work more efficiently. I'll give you certain tips so that at the end of your work session you don't feel tired, and more than that you feel happy about that. To demonstrate those tips, I would like to have a volunteer. Friends, I feel delighted in inviting Miss Elfie. Miss Elfie.
Hello, doctor. Good
Yeah, hi.
afternoon.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. Miss Elfie, she is nursing educator at Belhol Specialty Hospital, in our hospital. And Miss Elfie, you also spend a lot of time. How many hours in a day you spend on computer?
During work times, doctor, 5 to 6 hours, long hours,
In the hospital.
in the hospital.
And you must be spending some hours at home also?
Yes, for sure.
Um,
4 or 5 hours
4 to 5. So approximately she spends around maybe 8 to 10 hours in a day?
around. Yes.
Yeah. And since how many years you have been working same way?
For the last 13 years, doctor.
13 years,
13
my
years,
God,
yes.
almost 5-6 days in a week she's spending so much time on the computer. Honestly, tell me, Elfie, at the end of your day, do you feel some level of discomfort? You can tell our viewers, how do you feel?
Yes, of course. After 5 hours or 6 hours working and only in the computer, you will have some pain in the neck at the end of the day. In the legs, you know, a lot of pressure will be there, and then pain in the legs when you go home. So all
Yeah.
those discomfort will be there, doctor, at the end of the day, for sure.
Yeah. So, viewers, what's happening to Elfie? I'm sure we all are experiencing same way if we don't do things correctly. To understand that, we have a demo of a working station. So, Elfie, if you can just demonstrate how you start your day, how do you sit on the chair?
Sure.
So this is our working station, and let's see that Elfie has started doing her morning work. Yeah. So she's sitting on the chair, and the computer, she has switched it on. So friends, viewers, I want you to understand that number one is take care of your body. When I'm talking of computer ergonomics, by body I mean your head, your eyes, your neck, your back, your shoulder, your elbow, and your wrist. And later on, I'll be talking about the thighs and the legs and the arm position. Let's start from the neck. So if you notice that Elfie's neck is slightly inclined forward, her back is also inclined forward, and her eyes gaze is going down like this. Now all these three, to maintain a neutral position, to prevent this part of the body, that is neck and the back, from falling forward, her neck muscles, the back portion of her neck muscles and the back muscles are constantly under stress. They are pulling her back and the neck backwards so that it doesn't fall. So these things are okay if it is for 40 minutes or maybe 1 hour. But if she maintains this wrong posture for, let's say, 5 to 6 hours, surely we are asking too much from the back muscles and the neck muscles, so they tend to become sore, and that is the reason for discomfort and the pain. Number two, if you have noticed, her shoulder is also a bit shrugged. So her shoulder muscles are also in a state of increased tone. And the arm is quite forward. She's holding the mouse, but mouse is quite ahead of the reach. And the level of the computer is much lower than her eye level. And if you can notice her foot, she has crossed her legs, and she has pulled her legs behind. Her knee joint is in front and the ankle joint is behind. Now this is precisely the wrong posture of the hands. And number two, even her wrist position, if you notice, there's an angulation at her wrist. So these wrong postures, wrong computer ergonomics is responsible for a lot of discomfort and pain. Let's try to correct them. So Selfie, if you can just push, don't lean your back, just take support of the lower back should be supported by the chair, right? And relax your shoulder, don't shrug, keep it relaxed. Now to keep it relaxed, your armrest need to be pulled up. So make it slightly up so that very good. Make it 90 degree. So if you can notice, there's a 90 degree at the elbow joint. Back is supported. Your neck should be neutral. It should not be leaning forward. It should not be leaning backward, right? And then your legs, your hip and the legs should be at 90 degree, and it should never be crossed. Now you can pull yourself ahead towards the computer. Yes. So that the computer should be one arm length away from you. You can push yourself further ahead. Like this. So her arms are at 90 degree. Her computer is closed and she can type the keyboard so that she doesn't have to move the hands much forward. And you can bring the mouse also close to the system. Now also you are slightly leaning forward. Just push your let your lower back rest on the chair. Take support. And if required, now in this position you can further push the chair. Yes, that's it. And legs should be at 90 degree. Right? Now this is a faulty workstation. Ideally the computer should be higher up at the level of her eyes. So that her neck doesn't bend down, her eye muscle do not strain. So these are the 5-6 tips you should follow to avoid discomfort. Now why we should follow this? If you don't do that, then as I told you, there are several issues with the soreness, inflammation of the neck muscles, and then our eye muscles we often tend to ignore. Eye muscles do get fatigued. If there is a lot of dryness, there can be irritation, there can be sometimes double vision. So you feel as if for a second some things are quite hazy. To prevent and to avoid that thing, just follow 20-20-20 rule. What does that mean? That every 20 minutes you should take off your eyes from the screen for 20 seconds and look at distance an object which is 20 feet away. Every 20 minutes, take off your eyes from the screen for 20 seconds and look at an object which is 20 feet away. This will, and keep blinking your eyes frequently. This will prevent fatigue around the eyes. Now for the hands and the leg muscles, to avoid fatigue, every 2 hours, make sure you set an alarm so that every 2 hours you take a micro break, you move around, you do some body massage, you push against the wall. That will help in recirculation of your blood, stagnant blood in the lower limbs. And lastly, make sure your wrist is not overstretched. Nowadays you have ergonomically compatible wrist support, you can buy that. If you constantly put the wrist in this position, this part of the wrist presses our median nerve, then it gets inflamed and resulting in what is called carpal tunnel syndrome. So friends, if you take these small tips, I'm sure your working will be more productive. More than that, you will enjoy, and at the end of the work, you will not feel unhappy about it. I hope these tips will help. Thank you very much, Shamsi.
Here, doctor.
Thank you.